Hello guys, this is William from Negronomy with another video. And today we're going to be talking about 2021, the year of the cap in the Manosphere, Black Manosphere, and Greater Manosphere. We're going to go over 2021 and show all of the YouTube content creators that were exposed during 2021. There were a lot of them. And 2021, what I can see from looking at all of what's going on in 2020, there was a lot of gossip, there was a lot of lies, fraudulence, fake gurus, and the Manosphere has really changed this year with a lot of professionals coming into the game and giving their take and exposing a lot of fake gurus. Even people that are not even in the Manosphere, like Spencer Cornelia, he's exposing some of these people in the Manosphere and putting us into game and how to spot some of these fake gurus. So a lot of content creators. Some of them are popular. Some of them, maybe I'm hurting your feelings, but it has nothing to do with how I feel about the content creator. I'm just calling out all the people that have been exposed over 2021. Some of them you adore these content creators. Some of them you hate them. But most of all, a lot of them were capping. So brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and start with the capping. Let's go over and recap what's going on in 2021. Let's start off with Cynthia G, Cynthia We, Synthetic We, whichever way you like to talk about her. Let's talk about Cynthia G. We gotta put Cynthia G at number 10. Ladies first. Ooh, ladies first, ladies first. So let's talk about Cynthia G. Now, Cynthia G, she's always releasing videos about dusty black men. All these black men don't do nothing for the community. Oh, they bring down the community. Oh, they make baby mamas. Oh, a lot of these dusties. But lo and behold, Cynthia G, the one who's been talking about all of these Pookies and Ray Rays, isn't it surprising that she gets knocked up by a Pookie and Ray Ray? He goes by the name Rob, not really active on the YouTube street, but they really brought up his name during 2021 whenever they talk about Cynthia G and exposing her that she's always talking about these dusties, and these are the same guys that she go out with and have sex with them. The same people that she's condemning. She doesn't want to go and find a decent man, a high value man, or even a regular guy. He wants to go for the Pookies and Ray Ray, the same person that you condemn, and here you are getting exposed for having a baby with a Pookie and Ray Ray, and now you're a single baby mama. And now all these men in the Manosphere are talking about people just like you, Cynthia G. So that's why we gotta give her number 10 in 2021, the year of the cap. But anyway, let's go to the next person. We have gotta call out Marquett BUrton. Now, Marquett BUrton really doesn't want to hang out with the Manosphere. He really doesn't want to be around y'all black folks anyhow. But he's always taking shots from the outside into the Manosphere, criticizing Passport Brothers going to Brazil, talking about they can get better girls in Brazil. And he said when he went to Brazil or Mexico, whichever Latin country he went to, he said he didn't see what they saw. I think it was Dominican Republic. He saw a lot of overweight women in South America. When he said that, oh man, the Manosphere went crazy. They're now trying to come after him and expose him. And some of the brothers that were in those foreign countries saw the saint and the sinner, Marquett BUrton. So they shot. They went after him too. And they found out that the helper, or a lot of people think is his girlfriend, she's not even good looking either. And you know how these brothers are when they find out you're going out with a white girl. So they threw that shot in. So she was fat, white, and ugly. And they showed pictures, and they started doxing Marquett BUrton that he be trolling all these Manosphere brothers, but when he goes to these foreign countries, he's picking up the same women. He ain't picking up no 9s and 10s. So he shot back and he went after this popular content creator, OSHAY Jackson. Instead of going after the Passport Brother, he went after OSHAY Jackson, for clout chasing. You know how it is. He did a 2-hour long, YouTube stream exposing OSHAY Jackson, who his real name is Cornelius Dashay. He exposed him as a wife beater, a drug addict, crack addict, molestation, and sex tourism. But there was just one problem, is that when Marquett BUrton was doing all that research, he did not know that OSHAY Jackson's father had the same name as him. So all the time that he was doxing who he thought was OSHAY Jackson, he was really doxing his father. And OSHAY Jackson got his father, who looked gravely ill, come on YouTube and admit that all of those things that he was saying was right, but it wasn't right about OSHAY Jackson. It was right about Cornelius Dashay Sr., not Jr. So he tried to dox OSHAY Jackson, and that did not work. That was an ultimate fail. But in the long run, he still got a whole bunch of subscribers, and that really made his channel take off. So I don't know. It's a win or lose, win-win, lose-lose. Either way, Marquett BUrton was exposed for being, capping on a lot of these content creators, not really knowing the information. He was out here just shooting from a hip without the right information. He looked stupid, but he got a lot of views. He got a lot of subscribers. So I don't know, maybe it worked out for him. So the only thing that he was right about OSHAY Jackson was his real name was Cornelius Dashay. Which that's it. So other than that, a little bump of the road for OSHAY Jackson. Other than that, it didn't hurt him that much. The next person we gotta talk about who's capping out here real is Dr. Boyce Watkins, or Minister would say Boyce Watkins. Now, there was this point where Boyce Watkins was part of an SPAC, and he was getting a lot of the people from the community to join this SPAC. And for one reason or the other, it didn't do too well. So a lot of investors lost their money. And they went online to talk to Boyce Watkins. But you know what Boyce Watkins did? He blocked the chat, and he blocked it for a whole week. So none of them could come after him and ask them what happened to their money, what happened to the investment, what happened to this SPAC. And the Manosphere took this as an opening to come after Boyce Watkins. They finally had an opening. On top of the simping and marrying a single mother of 3 kids, who he likes to brag about B1, but I've seen Boyce Watkins in real life. He's light skinned. And the girl that he has is even lighter than, way light. Almost white. So he's always talking about B1, but you don't see him with a black white. And then this is how he does to his black community. Turns off the comments and don't want to respond. He doesn't even take any remorse. Later on he did, but he didn't even want to provide any help to these investors, mostly black of them. Boyce Watkins. Oh boy. So with the whole simping and all of that, boy, they were out here just exposing the brother. Some people call him backsliding Boyce, or Boyce the men. But I think that's enough for Boyce Watkins, who comes in at number 8 for being exposed for capping hard in 2021. Let's go with the next person who's been capping real hard on these streets. Now this brother didn't have anyone exposing him. He exposed himself. Let's bring up Glendon Cameron. Straight capping. Now, a couple months ago, Glendon Cameron did an experiment, or he wanted to tell people about an experiment where he was telling people on the YouTube that he had sex with underage children, and he showed them how he picked up these underage children that had sex with them, and also having sex with mothers and their daughters. And a lot of people were disgusted by this. He went on the lead attorney channel, and he doubled down with his escapades, his sescapades. And then after he was exposed and everybody was just, upset and wondering why isn't nobody arresting this guy, why this guy hasn't gone to jail, he told his fan base that this was just an experiment, that he never had sex with all of those underage children. He just wanted to see the reaction, and he wanted to see how much people would be subscribing to his channel. And he said that this reaction was effective. He was able to get a lot of people to sign on to his channel, subscribe to his channel, just by telling a lie. But we all know that this brother is not capping. This brother probably did it himself because it was just too much detailed information. But, no one has come forward to tell that he was exposed. And this is around the same time that R. Kelly was also had this court trial. So you can understand why a lot of the people did not like his practical joke. A lot of people believe that it wasn't a practical joke. I think I had enough of this time, man, before this video gets demonetized. Let me stop talking about his allegations. The next person we gotta talk about, this brother every year makes the list of being a fake guru. We gotta bring out Dr. Umar JOhnson. Now y'all know Dr. Umar JOhnson has been swindling, cheating, stealing from the black community for a decade. About this school he wants to build for black boys, he hasn't paid a single utility bill for this school. He hasn't built a single brick. He hasn't done any renovations. In fact, he wants people from the black community to come and do the renovations for free. After asking the community for millions and millions of dollars, he doesn't even want to spend $1 on people renovating his property. He goes on multiple podcasts, keeps spewing the same lies that he needs to raise more money. And then he goes and relaxes the Asian in the hot tub. So nobody knows where all this money is going to, but thank God that the Manosphere has a lot of professionals that are coming into the ranks. Like Pocket Watcher with JT. He came in and exposed Dr. Umar JOhnson, who only said that he made $40,000, $50,000 from all those donations, which really he made millions, but he just lied on his application. And even his company is not even active. It was dismissed for not reporting to the IRS. I don't know how he's still going strong. Maybe he's getting away with it because he's only scamming black people. If it was scamming white people, I'm sure they would have went after him. Or it's just not enough money to go after him. But for some reason, if you guys are still donating to this brother, that I don't know what your IQ is, because this brother has not shown any positive work from all the donations he has collected. And then the reason why he shows up on our radar for the Manosphere really is not only because of the scamming he does in the black community, but because he decided to take shots at the Manosphere. He said that these 12 YouTubians, these 12 Negro YouTubians are telling all these sisters are not queen and they need to submit to their king. A lot of what he was saying, and I guess I did a video of who the 12 YouTubers he was talking about. He was talking about the Manosphere coming after sisters. I know Samuels was on that list. And he was upset that these brothers from the Manosphere are not treating these black women like queens and telling him a whole bunch of sob stories. Because these brothers from the Manosphere do not want to be capping on these sisters. They want to tell them the truth and what's going on. But Dr. Umar is still living in a fairy tale. He still has to pander for black women because that's where most of his donations are coming from. That's why he just keeps on panhandling for money and not showing any good work to these women. Oh boy. And you know he had that expensive wedding. Once he had that expensive wedding, he went ahead and he started doing the same panhandling and asking for more money from people. It has to come to an end. I don't know how this brother is getting away with all of this, but he made it to number 6 on our capping list for 2021. This brother is just capping, long time capper. Now, this next brother that made the list. It's surprising that I put him after Dr. Umar JOhnson, who has been panhandling women. There's another brother on this list that has been panhandling seriously. And y'all all know him as Derrick Messy Jesse Jackson. Derrick Jackson, the dating guru. Now, a lot of women will fall to his words, and he was panhandling and telling them all that they need to hear, and telling them that only real men would date single mothers. And you know, he's just panhandling like crazy. You know, he's doing monkey double backflips on these women, using his look, you know, telling them all the sweet things that they need to hear. Talking about, you know, a real man is going to commit to his wife, but Derrick Jackson, the same black women that you were supporting are the same black women that are here to expose him. This brother was sleeping around with all these single mothers. Derrick Messy Jackson was out here sleeping with all these different women, and it was until that I believe it was Tasha K or Tanya TKO came in and exposed the brother and had the sisters come on the live channel and talk about this brother and his sexcapades. And even though he was exposed for cheating, for adultery, he was still had the nerve to sell his books to people and never address people about what was going on. It was only a week later when he lost 50,000 subscribers. Then he said, "Okay, I can't stop this train. I can't stop this train wreck. I have to address the people." So he addressed the people with the wife by his side, and he was doing all the talking, but the wife was being quiet. A lot of people felt that this was not a genuine apology, and he kept losing subscribers, and he remained silent for several months, which is good. People that get exposed for capping should be silent and just remove themselves. But a couple months later, he is back at it again, pandering to women, and you know, he did his videos, but people still don't forget, and they're still, you know, disliking his video into the thousands. But you know, eventually people are gonna forget, and he's gonna get away with the stuff that he's always been doing. But at least now we know that this brother is not genuine. He's talking all of the contradiction that's with the Manosphere, but he's out here being a Pookie and Ray Ray, having sex with all these single mothers that he, you know, claims to put them on a pedestal. And for a while, even the wife was going kind of crazy. He was acting real crazy, dressing up in military gear, talking about that we're gonna get through this. She just went real. It was real awkward. I don't know. I don't know what was going there. But anyways, hopefully she gets some mental health and she gets over this, because I know it hurt her the most. But anyways, enough of these pandering Negroes. Let's go to the complete opposite of these pandering Negroes. We have Donovan Sharpe. Now you know this brother just recently has been capping for real. And if it wasn't for what happened with Fresher Fit, he wouldn't be on this list. It's because he's trying to defend other people who are capping. Now he's stuck with them. So in number 4 place, we gotta talk about Donovan Sharpe, whose real name is Edwin Hopkins. Now Edwin Hopkins, the whole year he's been exposed by Anthony Johnson in Studio 21 before he was Donovan Sharpe, he was a scam artist. A real scam artist that went to jail and got arrested for it. For scamming, wire frauds, writing bad checks. You know, he would just went to They even have all of his pictures and his mugshots on there. And what he tried to do is try to take over the throne of the Manosphere by creating his own, meeting, Manosphere meetup, and Anthony Johnson did not like that, and that's where they fell out. So when that happened, that he was trying to take over what he was doing, he started exposing Donovan Sharpe, and it was deep. It was like 3 hour long video. He had all these receipts and information, of him, that he's married to his wife. He always talks about not getting married, and then he showed pictures of the wife, Devin, as being, fat, way overweight, and Donovan Sharpe is always talking about he only bangs 9s and 10s, but the girlfriend or the wife is not a 9 or 10. She's looking more like a 5, like roly poly, and the girlfriend is much older. And Donovan Sharpe always talking about you got to get these young girls in their 20s. So this brother is just capping all around and scamming, and he's been a fraudster from the beginning. And you can see that birds of a feather flock together when he's capping real hard for Fresh and Fit. He's trying to convince the rest of the Manosphere that Fresh and Fit are not fraudsters. This brother's capping real hard. So his channel is down. He lost a lot of subscribers. I don't know if he's gonna make it through the rest of the year, but right now his channel is down, and people can't take his capping anymore. So we put him at number 4. So if he's at number 4, y'all know who the other two, who took number 2 and 3. So number 2 or 3, you could say Myron Gaines or Walter Week. They're both in the same pile, but I put Walter Weeks higher than Myron Gaines because Walter Weeks just does way too much capping. So anyways, let's go into Walter Weeks, great capping, or shall we call him Fresh Prince CEO. Now this brother was faking it till he makes it. He had fake presses that Cornelius Spencer, not a guy not even from the Manosphere, is out here exposing this brother, talking about his fake press releases, talking about how he bangs 1,000 women. This brother's not having sex with 1,000 women. This brother is not having that. They're charging, fake dating guru advice at $1,000 a piece. This brother is out here simping. He's paying other women electric bill, and he always cautions men not to simp, but he's always leading with his wallet, and it's shown multiple times where he's out here leading with his wallet, simping, paying girls utilities bill. He's got fake news going on that he's exposed many times for being a fake guru. Now, the capping for Myron Gaines and Walter Weeks. This all starts when Edwin Preach were looking over a video that they did with Fresh and Fit, and they were looking over and saying that, man, this brother Walter Weeks he's saying a lot of BS about that he wants to get women's soul and he wants to get them to follow him all the way. And they were like, man, this brother's straight capping the dating advice that he's giving. Like, there's no way that you're gonna get respect from a lady if you're buying for pussy or you're paying for it. But he tells his people, his followers, not to pay for it and use game. And they're like, this brother has no game. He's stuttering like crazy. He's not the most attractive person in the room. And they're saying, like, this guy is not getting these girls based off of games. He's getting these girls based off of play, pay for play. That's how he's getting these women. He's got to pay for it. And, they shot back, and, Walter Weeks, French Prince CEO, was saying, I'm challenging these guys to a duel. So what happened is Preach decided that he would take up this duel with a fight, but then Walter Weeks backs out of it, and later that day goes ahead and buys a gun because he's afraid that they may come at him because Preach said he's going to come to Miami, and so now he got all scared and decided to buy a gun. it was just a reckless time. He's like, why you gotta buy a gun? And the brother called you out to a duel for a boxing match, and now you're backing out of a duel that you proposed. So now when we go to Myron Gaines, aka Amufudo, straight capping, this brother was exposed for being, what can I say, a simp. But this brother talking about don't have sex with single mothers, he's having sex with single mothers. And it's unprotected. Now he got one of these ladies pregnant. So he's making these baby mamas, the same baby mama he complains about and says that they're entitled. Now he's making fun of it. And then now he even wants to, ask the lady if she can get an abortion, and he's trying to support it. If they get an abortion, that he's totally for it. Because he knows that he's now tarnished his name. The same woman that he's out here bashing every night is the same woman that he got pregnant. And now he's acting like a deadbeat father by not, wifing up the lady, not talking to the lady, and just bashing her. And this is all public. So now later on, maybe the kids will see how Amufudo was acting. But this brother, he is also paying for play, having dating profiles, seeking arrangement. He's got no game, but he talks about game is the way to keep these ladies, but he's got no game. Seeking arrangement, all these frivolous spending, stunting on Instagram. And plenty of times, women have found him to be socially awkward, and even the authentic alpha disclosed that Amufudo does not have game. He is socially awkward, just like Walter Weiss. They're all playing games and telling their subscribers one thing but doing another. The only way that they're getting play is they have to pay for it. And that's what they need to be honest to their subscribers and says that if you are not the most attractive, if you don't have game, you're going to have to pay. But they use game to charge subscribers $1,000 advice, which they're really taking it from other gurus and regurgitating it. And now just lately, these fake gurus, the twin sisters, as some people would say, Myron Gaines and Walter Weiss, are handing out these frivolous copyright strikes at other content creators that are criticizing them. Even if you have a 1-second video of their video, they're going to hit you with a copyright strike. But now even YouTube is recognizing that these brothers are just straight capping. These brothers are straight capping and telling them that you're misusing these copyright strikes against other content creators just to silence them. So it's like giving them 7 days to take back these allegations, or their channel may be facing termination. As of the day of this recording, I think they only have 3 days left. So I would love to see what happens. And if their channel gets shut down, I'm going to do a video about it. And the rest of Black YouTube is going to make a video about it. That finally these brothers are out. In my opinion, these brothers should be gone. Trying to come after these content creators frivolously. Alright, so who do y'all think would be the #1 capper of 2021? I know a lot of y'all like this content creator. Even I like this content creator. But this content creator was capping all year. Fake it till you make it was this content creator. He looked and dressed the part. He looked like the part, but there was one thing to it, that he was never any of those of what he says. And let's bring up the ultimate capper, Kevin Samuel. Now I know I hurt some of y'all feelings. I know some of y'all out there gonna be booing me, but I want to put forth to you that I also like this content creator. It's entertaining, he's funny, he's joking. But before this brother made it big on YouTube, before 2021, this brother talked about high value male all the time. But the thing is that he was never a high value male before 2021. It is only because he did a couple viral videos and he was able to monetize on YouTube that he is now a high value man. But before 2021, this brother was not a high value man. his income every month was $800. $800 was his income every month before this YouTube monetization. His baby mama or his girlfriend was the one that was bringing the bread home, $2,300. Now, he always talks about high value male has to pay for everything. He was not doing it in this situation, and they have documents that show that when he was doing the child support and showing that child support, he only made $800 a month, and the lady was the one that actually brought home the bacon of $2,300. That this brother was not high value. I know some of y'all heard that. And he has a daughter who that daughter considered him as a deadbeat. Is that something a high value male would do? He got married twice and then divorced. And then I believe with the last one, he just ran off from Oklahoma to Atlanta. This brother was living in poverty before YouTube. He was straight capping. Faking it to make it with all the suits and clothing and nice clothing. He was faking it. He did not own a business. At best, he was a consultant. Never graduated from university. Some people have made allegations that he scammed people of 10,000 before he hit it big. So a little bit of scamming back then. And the baby mama was paying all the bills. So now he's giving women marriage advice, but he's been divorced twice and is not currently married now. I don't know if I would take advice on marriage from someone that is not married. I would take marriage advice from someone that's actually married. If I'm going to take music lessons, I'm going to take music lessons from someone that's actually playing and well renowned. I'm not going to take it from someone that has not been known for their craft. That's just my opinion. But you know, it's entertaining to see a lot of these women come up here and ask him questions, and you know, he is right about the delusions of all of these women, but he doesn't give much advice on how these women can become wise. He does point out all the problems and make it comical, but I don't know. It just feels weird to me that a two-time divorcee is the one giving advice to these women. Sometimes these advice can be cringeworthy, but it's all entertainment, right? So that's why I put him as number one, because he was capping all the way. He was capping all the way, and all the things, all negative stuff that he talked about, he did all of them. Being a stepdad, being a deadbeat dad to the daughter, running out on family to Oklahoma, low income of $800K. The only thing that was the only trait that he had of being a high value man is that he's over 6 feet. Other than that, I don't see any other. He didn't have none of those features before YouTube monetization and the average at best video that may take him off. But maybe now, with all the money and all the fame and notoriety that he has now, he can be considered high value man. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think? That's my top 10 of content creators that have been capping here on these YouTube streets. This is William from Nito Around Me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I also have my Patreon. If you would like to see more content from me, you can go on my Patreon.